Social media is everything these days, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of content. But for me, YouTube stands out as one of the best platforms for clear, actionable growth content, and that's what I want to talk about. Obviously, like everything else, it's all about how you use it. So today I am breaking down how to make YouTube a tool for you and your growth, for your 5 to 9 growth, while you are avoiding the pitfalls. So stick around until the end and let's get into this episode. Today we are diving into a platform that's probably already part of your daily life, and that's YouTube. So this episode was actually inspired by a LinkedIn article that I wrote about the top 10 YouTube channels I use and listen to for growth, and I thought, well, why not expand on that here? So here I am expanding whatever I meant by that. But anyway, let's start by understanding how this thing actually works. How does YouTube work, like behind the scenes? And stick with me here because I promise it is going to all make sense when I tie it all up at the end. So YouTube's algorithm is designed to just keep you engaged like any other algorithm. It tracks your watch history, it tracks your likes, comments, and even how long you watch a video. And that is how it decides what to recommend next. So because YouTube makes money from your views, like in very many ways, actually, it's all through the ads that play at the beginning of the video, within the video, at the end of the video, all that. And for the guys that pay for YouTube, it's you paying to not see the ads, in other words. So YouTube literally partners with YouTube creators, in this whole thing of the ad system. And I don't want to go into detail with that just because this is how to use YouTube, not how to create on YouTube. So if you are watching anything on YouTube, just know that through the ads that are showing, it is generating revenue and traction for both the creators and YouTube. So now that we know how the algorithm affects what we see and how we consume content, how do you use YouTube to grow, to gain more skills, to change your mindset, considering that the video you watch now is going to affect the next video and is going to affect everything else that you're going to be shown within the YouTube whole ecosystem and everything. So number one on how to use YouTube to grow is to choose who you follow wisely. Not all content is going to be created equally, and actually not all content is created equal, to use an old cliche. Most creators stick to a specific vision or a niche. So if you like one episode from a channel, chances are that you will find dozens more that are just as valuable within the same channel. So you realize that guys who are producing good content will have more good content, is what I mean. And then guys that are producing rubbish will have more rubbish. I hope I'm not in the letter, but yeah. So this means that you need to be intentional about who you subscribe to or you follow, because YouTube assumes that you like more of their content or more content that is similar to that fits in the same bracket that the algorithm fits you into. So ask yourself, does this creator align with the skills or the mindset that I want to develop? And then if they do, just act on that and follow. If they don't, then don't follow. Don't follow what you don't want to see. Don't follow what you don't like. In other words, just that simple follow says to YouTube that, you know what, I'm interested in seeing more of this person's content. So if you want quality things, follow quality people. And then 2 is search intentionality. Being intentional in how you search and how you use YouTube. So YouTube, no doubt, is a goldmine for information, but you need to search in the right way if you're going to get that gold. Like, let's say you want to learn how to mail merge in Word, or something easier. Maybe you want to start a business, start a podcast. So instead of typing something broad like business tips, Microsoft Word, podcasts, you need to type things that are going to be more relevant to the search, more relevant to what exactly you want to, like learn. So in the Microsoft Word mail merge example, you could say how to mail merge with Microsoft Office 216, from, if you're using an existing list. If you don't have a list, you give it more criteria. In other words, if you are starting a business, how to start a business from this to this at this. If you're starting a podcast, all the tools I need to start a podcast and what I should consider, things like that. You give it a more exhaustive kind of query so that you get the best answer. And then even after getting like that first search page that comes up with all the results, you need to filter the results by views, by likes or shares, because this gives you an idea of what's resonating with others or what they found valuable, because it shows you that there might be something in there that could be for you, that could help you, just because other people have found, like value there. So same thing with any other thing that you are looking for to learn. Just type specific keywords to give the best results. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time watching lots of videos that are explaining the same thing instead of getting to the best results that are going to help you learn what you have actually come to learn. So just make sure that you're searching intentionally. That is tip 2. And then tip 3 is to engage with content. So remember how we said that the algorithm works in a way that when you like and comment on something, it will give you more of that. So to see more of what you like, you need to actually engage. You hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, you save the video, you share it. That is all engagement. You comment on top of the following, the whole thing of using those other action buttons. You copy the link, you share it, or you add something to it, you remix. All those is just kind of building this whole thing in your algorithm that, oh yes, there is more emphasis on this, and that's kind of what engagement is. So this is going to help YouTube just refine what it shows you. So it is turning your feed into more of a personalized library for your growth content. And again, for those YouTube people, I believe I give you good content. You can engage with my page as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, just subscribe, like, comment, and share this. Engage with content that is good. Anyway, moving on to number 4 is the download for rewatching. So one of, I believe to me, in my case, one of YouTube's most underrated features is the ability to download videos. When you find something valuable, download it and always revisit it later. Add it to your watch list. Add it to, is it watch later? You can create all these playlists that you can add things to that allow you to revisit a video so that you don't lose it. If you found something like very valuable in the video, why lose it? Why lose all that and go back to searching for it through a whole trove of, sorry to call it, but garbage. Yeah, so I literally do this for lots of videos that I always have in my YouTube. My YouTube is stocked with videos I can revisit, and I'm not even done watching, or let me say if I watched a video halfway, so I can come back to it any day. It just gives me that advantage that if I'm not finished with something, I can come back with it, especially with Wi-Fi becoming so available. You guys have Wi-Fi at the workplace. Yes, you actually go to work only for the Wi-Fi. You know yourselves. But anyway, you have Wi-Fi, but you are using it for other things. I'm not judging you, but this one is a good trick for you. At least if you have something, you're going to download jokes, watch your e-entertainment, get something for you to rewatch at home that is going to help you grow during your 5 to 9 hours is what I'm saying. In other words, without scolding you. So yeah. And then tip number 5 is to mind the algorithm's influence. So there are going to be things that the algorithm is going to literally throw at you, maybe to test you, maybe to like its default, or they are sponsored, things like that. Just beware that the algorithm also isn't perfect, and sometimes they're trying to sell to you things. So what, let me say, for example, if they are not selling to you, what you watch is going to determine what YouTube shows you. So if you are, let me say, binging pop culture, just even for a little while, let me say it shows up in your results page, and then you tap it just to see, just a small, you are on pop culture or you are on some jokes, you're going to get more of that in your feed, just because it also logs that as an interest. So those are other short hooks, videos that show up in your feed, but you really see it and you're like, you know what, there might not be any value in this. You also just need to take care of that. I mean, it could be a nice girl, because most of the time, it has like a good thumbnail that is like very attractive. For me, it is the tennis thumbnails. I mean, you just put anything, how to do this with a tennis racket, and you put a tennis racket on the thumbnail. I mean, I'm hooked. So you guys don't judge me. Things like, let me say, if it's a Billions clip, like Billions, the series, that one is also a good hook for me. Jimmy Carr, like comedy things. Just don't fall into that trap like I'm always doing. You guys can be better. You can be better than me. And actually, speaking of traps, there are quite a few more that you should look out for. And maybe just to go through them quickly. One was the clickbait and low value content, like I talked to you about. That is just this guys that are going to put clickbaits on the thumbnails to convince you to watch their video, but there is clearly nothing inside there. And by the way, if you have clicked a video because of its, like funny title or its thumbnail, and you find that it doesn't deliver, you are allowed to turn to another video, or to actually thumbs down the video so that it doesn't get pushed out to more people. Like, yeah. I hope you guys are not thumbing down this podcast. But anyway, and then the other one is this one I see it with a lot of trolls, but the toxic comment and language. I mean, just avoid going into that trap, whether you are the one commenting or whether you see people commenting on a video. There are memes and then there are toxic comments. There is a very big difference between them. So you don't have to agree with everything you watch, and you don't definitely need to second vulgar comments, arguing with strangers. Just don't be the one posting sensitive stuff. Just don't. Make sure you are doing the right thing and, flowing with the right energy. Comment, but yeah, be thoughtful. And then lastly is the addiction to entertainment. You guys, just like how TikTok is very addictive, YouTube Shorts is addictive, YouTube itself is addictive. YouTube can quickly turn into a rabbit hole for endless entertainment. So make sure that you set your boundaries on your screen time, on videos that you watch, creators that you don't follow. Remember that your 5 to 9 hours are for growth, not this mindless scrolling. And I guess that's how, and all the things that you should think about if you're thinking of using YouTube as your growth partner. So that's it. And maybe just for a bonus tip here that I wish I had done at the beginning before I said it. But anyway, all these platforms have guidelines and rules that when you don't follow them could easily get you banned. And YouTube is particularly touchy because there is a lot of kids, like it's very sensitive around the whole thing of producing content for kids and then sharing things. Like you could be watching a YouTube video, you like it, there is some vulgarity, and then you share it with a kid's like a kid's account. You're sharing it to your kid, but you didn't, or you weren't like very mindful about what you were sharing. Just make sure that you watch out. All these platforms have guidelines. YouTube in particular has very strict guidelines. Okay, not like very strict, but yeah. And that also applies to creators. But for viewers, that means that no abusive comments, spam, or illegal activity, in the comment sections, things like that For creators, it's all about respecting copyright, avoiding misinformation, and if you are thinking about starting a channel, just read up on all those. It's important that you build your channel with integrity, but for viewers, there is nothing much, but yeah, I'm just saying you just need to be careful, be mindful of the guidelines. This is a good resource for you, but it has rules just like any playground. And I hope you can start to be more mindful of the content that you consume, and I believe that this will help you. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, leave a review. From the 5 to 9 job, my name is Raymond, and I'll see you in the next episode.